Hello everyone, today's video is gonna be a bit inspirational since it's the start of the month. Let's do something for a great start. For today's topic, keep in mind that take them as only inspirational. Use their examples and adapt with yourself, not copying what they did. Not all action they did is acceptable to everyone, just take them as a life lesson. Well, a little brief here. Pokemon actually hidden many lessons throughout the game. Many trainers portray different lessons. So without further ado, here are 5 Pokemon trainers who reflect life lessons in no particular order. Start off with Youngster Joey from Kanto. In case you didn't know, from the channel Mixeli, there is a video showing every battle with Youngster Joey. There are multiple Youngster Joey throughout almost every region, but here I choose one from Kanto because red, blue, yellow, fire red, and leaf green. He's portrayed as a youngster with a Rattata and Spearow, but in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, he is a bird keeper with his only Pidgeotto. What does this mean by this? He actually grows up. He learns and understands what he can be. He learned that he should go for the best. He knows what he wants to be. The lesson we got from him should be: find what's the best for you, and you will find your way at the end. Next, we have Youngster Joey. As I told you, there are multiple Youngster Joey throughout almost every region. But this Youngster Joey is the one we know from Johto. What's so special about this youngster and his Rattata? Then look at every battle with him. He only uses his Rattata, grind for its level, and eventually evolve it. Do you have any idea how much he has to train despite low EXP you can gain from Route 30? He really passionate and training his early Pokemon without catching anyone else. And let's be real, you still beat him in the first 5 seconds of the battle. So what can we learn about him? I can conclude that it's good to focus on what you like or passionate to. But at the same time, you take a risk. If you success, you have a great life. But if not, you'll go downhill eventually. For number 3, well, I guess you know the pattern. It's N from Unova Games. Well, it's clearly that Gen 5 taught us so many lessons throughout the stories. Well, N is clearly the character who we all learn from. Let's focus on black and white. Since the start to the very end of the game, he stands what he thinks is right in his opinion. He tries to convince his opinions to the player in every way possible. It's kinda relatable to most people, including me, being stubborn to everything which goes against our opinion. But N is different from us. After his final battle, he actually revised what he had done and learning to accept what others think. The lesson I think everyone nowadays should know is, it's okay to have different opinion, and you have to accept others' opinion too. Now come to the latest game to this date. Surprisingly, Hop is another great character. I would say that many people miss his true personality from spamming A buttons, but let me explain a little bit of his character analysis. Hop is one talkative person, but if you take a closer look, every time you land a super effective move or critical hit, Hop always tells you about it. He actually cheers, encourages, and motivates the player. But it's too much for us. When the story progresses, the next thing we see from Hop is that he has to take the pressure off everyone expect him as a champion. He is champion's brother, so he must try to be the best. As we can see, Hop has to switch teams every time he battles to find which team is the best. In the semi-final, in the Hop final battle, in his battle teams, you can see that everyone chanted Hop's name, not yours. Show that Hop tries not to fail everyone. After you beat him, the thing you see is that he released his feeling of pressure after that. And finally, in the post-game, at the nearly end, Hop actually shares his inner feeling in his final battle. From all the adventures, he found himself as a professor than a champion. As you can see, everyone didn't seem too disappointed at him, but cheering him to do what he wants. From everything I said, Hop may not be good as competitive, but he's good at being supportive friends. There are a couple of lessons from Hop. Be supportive to your friends in every situation. And we might not like what we think. Take time and you will know your true self. And now, for the number one spot, the trainer who I think gives out the best lesson for me is Wally. The reason I picked Wally here over other trainers because I think it's kinda relatable. Since the beginning of the game, Wally appears to be a random kid who wants a Pokemon, and also at the end, he seems like a random trainer in the original games. But in the remakes, he has more role in the games. He looks like the friends or rival you journey with. Before you battle him in the Victory Road, he also told you about how you grow up from the start. Unlike you and most rivals, Wally didn't start with a starter Pokemon, but with brawls. In the original games, Wally's dad didn't seem to know or support Wally's journey, even though in the remakes, there's a heartwarming scene showing his support, but it's still impressive how Wally can go that far to Victory Road. Another point for Wally, we see that the only time we fight Wally before the Victory Road is in Marvel City. He might have no one to battle frequently like the player or rival which have multiple battles with. Well, he might train in the gym. What? He never take on the gym? I didn't know about the remakes, but gym is like one big place to train and level up your Pokemon. Wally actually grind and train his Pokemon by himself. He's striving for his dream. He tries so hard. He deserves to win in the Victory Road too. The moral from Wally should be striving for your dreams. Work hard and it will pay off in the future. And that's the moral you can get from each trainer. If you look closely to everyone, you sure will learn something. I hope you learned something from this video. Well, that's it for today's video. What? What do you mean by this is supposed to be April Fool video? Oh, today is April 1st? Well, goodbye.